hindi naman ganun eh, 'di ba? You think of ways, how can I make sure this relationship will grow, this relationship will last? Same with money. So maybe first identify, do you have a love or hate relationship with money?
This is your first time, then I hope that you go check if you like this episode. Hey guys, welcome back to Small Talk, small conversations with huge impact. My name is Alec Cuenca and I'm your host. And before anything else, I would like to greet each and every one of you. Welcome to the show. If this is your first time, then I hope that you enjoy this episode and you learn from this episode. And if you do, go ahead and check out the other amazing podcasts here on Small Talk. You'll learn a lot, and I hope you go share it with your family and your loved ones as well. If you are an avid listener of the podcast, then welcome back. I know you read the title, and I'm so excited for this episode to share with you guys. I know this is gonna be like a value bomb when it comes to the podcast episodes on the guests that I have here on the show, because in this episode we have again my wonderful friend, Coach Yani Moya. Hi, Coach. Sorry, that's weird. Hi,
Thank you so
Yani.
much, Alec, for the ambush interview.
This is
For the
ano, so
ambush guesting.
sobrang spontaneous nito. Kaninang 3 hours ago niya lang nalaman na she's gonna guest on my show. Pero thank you so much for being
And 5 minutes
accommodating.
ago yung,
And
five
yung
minutes
topic.
ago yung topic. Thank you so much for inviting me. It's always an honor to share the recording stage with you. The recording stage.
Yes.
Because, yun nga, di ba, sinasabi mo kanina, parang kailan ba yung una tayong nag-usap, di ba? We really just connected because of podcast. And personally, I'm very inspired by your podcast success. So, yeah, I'm grateful to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me for an ambush interview.
You're welcome. And the pleasure and the honor is all mine. And the main reason why pinilit ko rin talaga na sabi mo magchichikahan lang talaga tayo, pero I wanted you to guest on the show kasi I know you're a very very hardworking and busy woman and you have your schedule filled up, but I am at a point right now, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate to this as well. They're with the 2022, with the new year, they want to become a better person. New year, new me. They have these goals, these resolutions, and one of them, or most of the goals, are revolving around finance or personal finance. And I am also um, I'm also interested, and I'm so invested right now in personal finance. I know matagal mo na ako sinasabihan, personal finance, blah, blah. Pero during this phase ko lang talaga siya inaral and talagang nakaka-obsess. Pero I have so many questions and I couldn't think of anyone else to ask questions but you. So I'm so happy that you're here. And before I ask you those kind of questions, I want to ask your story about this. When was the time that you can say that you started, learning more about personal finance?
Oh my gosh. First of all, narinig ko kanina yung hard work, no? So, personally, I wouldn't say I'm a hardworking woman. I feel like I'm a joy working. Ibig sabihin, I always work on joy. Kagabi, sinabihan ako ng best friend ko na, you really can't get out of the hustle life, right? Sabi niya sa akin. Sabi ko, tapos nagkaroon siya na impact sa akin. Sabi ko, am I really hustling? Or for me, I'm just running after what's making me happy. Because if you think about it, if you look at my schedule, I'm not working for the money. Hustling is working for the money. I'm not working for the money. I'm working because I like speaking. So I've been busy setting up the season 3 of my podcast. I've been busy working on a new business. Alam mo yun, parang it's really just joy work for me. I don't consider it work. I say it's work. I said it in one of my episodes in my podcast. Na I call it work because nagigilty ako that people work and I don't. So I call it work. But anyway, to me it's joy work, not hard work. So as
Okay.
long as I'm having fun, it's joy for me, then that's fine. Anyway, thank you for your question. So when did I start with personal finance? No, quick story. Baka di tayo matapos kasi. Quick story. Bata ako, we're not well off. Very middle class, I would say. Nung bata ako, pinakabata talaga, pinakabata. As in, kinder, ganyan. Medyo may kaya kami kasi may business kami, but na, na, naloko and nagkaroon ng problem with the business. So, anyway, nag-close yung business. So, we went from high maintenance kids to, alam mo yun, parang normal na lang na life. I wouldn't say below middle class, but definitely middle class because my mom is a solo parent. So, siya yung nagtaguyod sa aming lahat. So, even when I was a kid, I was learning how to budget. As simple as, tomorrow, okay, tomorrow, nakakatuwa yung mom ko kasi ginagawa niyang fun for us yung pagbibili ng baon sa school. So, we couldn't afford to do groceries per week, per month. Okay? So, ang gagawin niya kung magkano kinita sa barbershop namin tonight, tomorrow, that's what we're gonna buy food. Yung baon. Baon sa school, yung mga biskwit, yung mga
Mhm.
zesto, yung mga ganyan, mga drinks, diba? And, bibigyan niya kami ng budget. For example, that's 20 pesos. Okay? 20 pesos, nasa sari-sari store kami, turo mo yung gusto mo. So as early and as young as I was already budgeting. Is it Teeny Weeny and Oreo today? Or and Zesto? Wait lang. Hindi ko gusto ng Zesto. May tubig naman ako. So, bibilin ko na lang ng stick o. Alam mo yan, yung mga ganyang bargaining. Nakakatuwa because I didn't realize that I was budgeting at that time. But even as a kid, my mom kasi is in the finance industry as well.
Mhm.
So even as a kid, she openly discussed our financial situation. So it wasn't new to me. It wasn't new to me. Parang sabihin niya na, okay, hindi ko na afford pag-aralin kayo sa private school. Here's our plan. Okay? So ganito, magpa-plan kami as a family. So I was really exposed and I saw how hard she worked for to make sure that we go to a good school, to make sure that we can eat 3 times a day, even 4, even 5, diba? Kahit midnight snack pa. And don't feel like we're kulang sa pera. Okay? But again, I'm not saying that we were well off. Again, we're just middle class or below middle class at that time. But I already know how to value money. So it really started there. And then come high school, hindi, ah, grade school, I only had 4 pesos a day na baon.
Talaga ba?
High school, I only had 20 pesos a day and 50 pesos every Friday. So parang bonus in Friday. I remember even during school fairs, I couldn't afford yung mga rides or yung mga
Mhm.
kissing booth na 5-10 pesos. So what I do is, since very friendly si Yani and very nice to people would want to ride the octopus with me and they will treat me. So, thank you na talaga sa lahat ng high school friends ko na nanlibre sa bawat Shena Fair na meron kasi hindi ko afford. Baka kissing booth lang yung afford ko na 5 pesos. Pag natatakan ako, ano ba yan? Magbabayad ako 5 pesos. Um, and then college came. College came, 100 pesos a day yung baon ko. My pamasahe is 30. So I only have 70. Usually, I ride the FX pa. So mga 50 pesos talaga. So 50 pesos na lang titira sa akin. Imagine, 50 pesos for a college student, engineering student. And we have to pay for a lot of things inside the school, which thankfully, I'm very grateful naman yung mom ko nagbibigay siya, for example, yung mga pang photocopy or whatever. But everything else, like the food, the tambay, when we're studying together, I have to budget for that. And so I realized at that time na, oh, I cannot just rely on my mom. Kasi nakikita ko nagsa-struggle siya. Tatlo kaming nasa college, isang nasa
Mhm.
senior high. So she's really struggling when it comes to paying for, hindi naman struggle na at that time kasi may investments na siya. Pero it's more of ang bigat. Nakikita ko mabigat. So I started working. Nag-business ako ng maliliit para may income ako. Kasi gusto kong bumili ng mga gamit. Gusto kong makakain ng masarap during school time. And I don't wanna ask for more money. So I started hustling at that time. Doon ang haba ng story ko for personal finance. But yeah, ever since as a kid, I know how much my mom earns. I know how she budgets. I know how much yung mga gamit sa grocery because that's what we could afford at that time. Even gas, I know magkano. Bigas, alam ko magkano because very budgeted.
Ang I think isa sa sobrang nakakatuwa from the story that you shared is the fact that you were exposed. I think there's a stigma, regarding money, lalo na dito sa Pilipinas. And kung, like, we don't want to talk about it. Hindi, ako, I grew up where I really had a really bad relationship with money. And so we didn't want to talk about it kahit kailan. Wala talaga. You're not involved. Anak ka namin, hindi talaga pwede. And even if I would ask questions, hindi talaga pwede. And coming from your story, I think the foundation of your personal finance really started kay mami mo, right? Na dun pa lang na hindi man na
Oh,
sinasabi niya lahat
yes.
ng problema, pero
Oo.
she were letting you guys in at least for the part na, kayo, ganito yung baon nyo, kasi ganito, at ito yung plano natin. And nakakatuwa lang na it really helped you a lot. And so, you mentioned na mula sa different stages, sobrang budgeted ka na. Kaya nung nagpupunta ka sa fairs, may mga friends ka pa na nililibre sa'yo. I could totally relate to that. And what would you say sa mga taong takot mag-budget? Kasi for example, ako, isa sa mga limiting beliefs ko noon, na if I budget my money, at nyari nagbigyan ako ng 100, tapos hindi ko ito magagastos, parang I'm not allowing myself to enjoy life, to enjoy, the things na pwede kong bilhin sa pera na to. I think that's my mindset dun sa pera. Kaya every time magkaroon ako ng 50 pesos, 100 pesos, hindi ko talaga yung binabudget. Parang naghanap agad ako ng pwede kong mabili sa 50 pesos, tapos binibili ko siya. Tapos, but I realized that those kinds of actions, medyo na hinder niya yung growth ko in terms of financially moving up to college and now here in the workplace. So what would you say sa mga taong yan?
Hi, the joke. I love that you mentioned around your relationship with money. So we have what we call the love relationship with money and the hate relationship with money. So the
Mm.
love relationship is how do you, for example, ikaw Alec, tanungin kita, how do you take care of your loved ones? What do you do if you love someone? Yan.
I protect them. I nurture them. I make sure um, I don't know, I make sure na di sila mahirapan, something like that.
Okay. So it's the same with our relationship with money. So love relationship with money is actually how you nurture, how you take care, how you protect your money, how you track your money. 'Di ba? Kung may girlfriend ka, gusto mo malaman nasan ka ngayon, 'di ba? Same with money, nasan ka napunta?
Yeah. Wow.
Gets
Okay.
by you check up on them. Same with money. You have the love relationship, meaning you wanna keep them, you wanna grow them, you wanna know how to protect them. Meanwhile, on the other hand, there's the hate relationship with money. Hate relationship with money is pag hate mo yung tao, di ba, pinapakawalan mo agad. Parang, ayoko mag-spend time with that person. Okay, so coming from what you said na automatic you're thinking of ways to let go of the money, you're letting go of a relationship here. What's the relationship with money?
Wow.
Bakit mo ina-avoid na may mahawakan kang pera? Bakit mo ina-avoid na ma-keep yung pera mo, ma-save, mag-grow yung pera mo? Bakit automatic it's more of how can I spend this? And the thing is when in relationship, like real relationships, hindi naman ganun eh, 'di ba? You think of ways, how can I make sure this relationship will grow, this relationship will last? Same with money. So maybe first identify, do you have a love or hate relationship with money? Because maybe the way you're acting in the way you're handling your money is because of your relationship with it. Maybe it's also the root cause of your relationship with money is number one, your limiting beliefs. So, minention mo kanina, di ba, limiting beliefs. What are your limiting beliefs? What were the beliefs that you acquired growing up through your environment, through your church, through your family, your close friends? Growing up, what is it that you believe around money? Is it I don't deserve to spend it or something. So, yung limiting beliefs mo. So, limiting beliefs, pag na-identify mo yon, for example, Alec, baka yung limiting beliefs mo started from, let's say, I'm not sure if you watched telenovela before or even, basta ngayon, sa Pilipinas, the culture of telenovela is mata pobre ang mayaman.
Yeah.
Tapos, ang bida mahirap.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? So, maybe the belief, okay, your subconscious is telling you na okay lang di ako mayaman. Kasi pag mayaman ako, kontrabida ako.
Yeah.
But if I'm poor, then maybe bida ako. Or if I'm lacking money, maybe this is my main character moment. Gets? We're not aware, diba? We're not aware eh. So we have to be aware, ano ba yung mga limiting beliefs na na-acquire natin growing up from our family or society, including yun nga mga telenovela. Diba? What the news is saying, what the church is saying, blessed are the poor. So pag kamayaman ka, hindi ka blessed. Gets? Is it mahirap kitain ng pera? Madaling kitain ng pera? What are our beliefs? Because it could be hindering us from growing our money. It could be hindering us from learning how to use a tracker, alam mo yun, parang manage our money better. Or it could help us be better when it comes to money. Parang for me, for example, the limiting belief before was, lagi kong maririnig sa nanay ko, hindi madaling kitain ng pera. So for me, pag madali ko siyang kinita, I don't deserve it. Kasi hindi ko siya pinaghirapan eh. So kailangan paghirapan ko lahat ng pera.
Mm-hmm.
'Di ba? Parang so kailangan maghirap ako bago ako magkapera. That was the belief. So if I wasn't having a hard time earning that amount, I don't deserve it. I'll let go of it. Ano ko na, gamitin ko na agad yan. Kasi di ko naman yan pinaghirapan eh. I don't
Mm-hmm.
deserve it. 'Di ba? Or if you identify those kinds of things, then mas mapapadali. One is limiting belief, no? Another is your experience with money. Your experience with money. So ano ba yung mga experiences mo growing up when it comes to money? Is it, for example, ako, growing up, sinishare ko kanina, di ba, 20 lang baon ko, 4 pesos. 4 pesos because 20 pesos a week. 4 pesos, 20, 100 pesos. My experience with money is very limited. My experience with money is very limited. So, sinabi ko sa sarili ko na I need to earn
Mm-hmm.
because I don't want to feel yung parang I don't want to feel again na parang hindi ko afford kumain kung saan kakain yung classmates ko. Hindi ko afford mag-FX today kasi yung baon ko, kailangan ko magstay until nighttime sa school. So, kailangan mag-jeep lang ako papasok. Alam mo yun, my experiences with money was very limited, but also, the good thing is that natuto ako mag-budget.
Mm-hmm.
So, I look forward to, okay, tomorrow I have 100 pesos. What will I do with it? So, the way I apply it now is, next month I have 100 pesos. What will I do with it? So, your experience with money. But some people, their experience with money is they are, for example, spoiled. So, unlimited money. Now that they are earning on their own, nahirapan sila kasi parang, bakit limited pala yung pera? Eh, before unlimited yung pera, pagka nanghingi lang kay dad or kay mom. 'Di ba? So, si Inigo, 'di ba? Nanonood ka ba sa TikTok?
Hindi ko
'Di ba si
alam yan.
Inigo, spoiled mom and dad? Hindi mo
Ah?
alam. Oh my gosh. Sumabay ka na sa TikTok. Pero gets, parang, it's really our experience and our limiting beliefs.
Yeah, you mentioned that's such a mind-blowing concept. Our subconscious, our limiting beliefs na hindi natin, kahit yung sa simbahan na blessed are the poor, parang pag narinig mo siya, okay, pag mahirap ka, blessed ka, right? Pero hindi naman siya, like, it's open for interpretation pa, and it has a whole context behind it, di ba? So parang, once you were fed with that kind of belief na, pag mahirap ka, and that's a really, really funny way to look at it, just by looking at our country as a society, um, pag bida ka, ikaw yung mahirap. Tingnan mo sino yung mga superheroes natin, Captain Barbell, Darna, gagamboy, lastic man, like those people are like talagang walang pera. So sila yung mga bida. And pag mayaman ka, ikaw yung kalaban, ikaw yung masama. And while
Right.
like the opposite is can be said for the states sa US na talagang land of freedom, land of choices, land of opportunities. Sino yung mga superheroes nila sa states? Si Iron Man, billionaire.
Iron Man.
Si Thor,
Batman.
God. And like these people, they have money. They have a good relationship with money. And even though you didn't, it wasn't your fault, pero you gotta be able to discern na, okay, dahil pala sa mga limiting beliefs ko noon, kaya ganito yung, I have this hate relationship with money, and now I'm being forced to just let it go because I don't want to have that relationship with money. And so, I have so many questions, but I wanna have your
It
opinion on that.
I just want to cut that to it really boils down to awareness.
Okay. Yeah, can you expound more?
Raising
'Cause-
awareness, raising awareness if do I have love or hate relationship with money?
Mhm.
Where am I currently? What are my beliefs? And you know what, the most um I would say most uh parang effective technique
Mhm.
is to list it down.
Mm.
For example, with your mom, what's the limiting belief that you've been hearing growing up? Yun nga yun sa akin, yung hirap kitain ng pera.
Mhm.
List it down. List down all the limiting beliefs na napanood mo sa telenovela. 'Di ba? Kailangan mahirap para ano. Kaya tuloy yung mga tao ngayon, 'di ba, sa telenovela, ngayon pag nakakita yung mga tao ng mayaman na mabait, parang gulat na gulat. Parang, uy, alam mo, ang yaman yan, pero ang
Hindi
bait-bait.
hindi masungit,
'Di ba
hindi
parang,
walang
bakit?
mistress 'yan.
Oo. Wala naman palang, hindi naman pala kailangan. Kasi that's what the society through television is putting into our
Mhm.
heads, into our minds. And it's, napupunta siya sa subconscious natin. Anyway, list it down, okay, all the negative beliefs that you have around money.
Mhm.
And then, write down on the other side, I always say this, sulat ka ng linya, okay? On the other side, sulat mo yung positive affirmation niya. So, for example, mahirap kitain ng pera. The negative belief. Write down the positive belief, which is money comes to me easily and effortlessly. And then train your mind every single day, read it, para you can change your subconscious.
Yeah.
You can control your subconscious.
And
Ayun.
thank
Sige,
you.
question.
Thank you so much for sharing that. If people are listening right now and they're not familiar with the subconscious, ganyan ganyan, it's the like the deep down beliefs that you have and they're stored in your subconscious na hindi mo pinipili na ganun pala yung decision mo pero dahil doon ganun na yung mga actions mo. Now, for some people they might still reject it but based on science kasi where there's this thing called the neuroplasticity where kahit anong age mo sa buhay, when you start to grow your beliefs, your expand your horizon, expand your perspective, you actually grow new neural pathways sa utak mo na nag-expand. So mas dumadami pa yung alam mo yun, yung neural pathways which you can say na you are growing, you are learning. So, if you are new to this, say, okay, na-realize mo you have limiting beliefs, pero there will be times na you don't want to accept it, just give yourself some time. Because you've been programmed for like 25 plus years, and now you're just binabagsak sa'yo to na pwede mong baguhin lahat. It will take time, but the more you reprogram it, the more you train yourself, listing it down, reading it every day, saying affirmations, and just believing it, magugulat ka na lang na your actions are currently aligned with it, right? So, yeah, now I know I said we want to talk about personal finance, but that's basically the start, right? If we can't really tackle like the tools or the skills of personal finance without trying to change the mindset. But you mentioned earlier that you had this business when you were in college. Can you share what kind of businesses you put up back in college?
Oh my gosh, businesses. Businesses, because even in college, lahat ng earning opportunity, I tried it. Ganon. Kunwari, Yani, host ka dito, bibigyan kita ng 500 pesos. Ay,
Mhm.
my gosh. I'll host your debut for 500 pesos. Yes, I will do that. So, ganyan ang mga ginagawa ko. No? Yani, yun mo naman to. Design this one. I'll do it. Lahat ng pwedeng pagkakitaan. But as for the businesses, I had cupcake business. Nag-resell ako ng stickers. Sorry, ng shirts, jackets, printing, nagre-resell ako. Kaya alam ko lahat ng mga businesses na yan. Ballers, even ballers. Um, Nagte-trade ako, nagba-buy and sell ako ng mga bagay, random things. You can't even believe lahat na ata ng maiisip mong bagay nag-buy and sell ko in college. Because and ito yung pinaka nag-boom sa akin, yung sticker business ko. So, I used to print stickers for orgs. So, their orgs, pinapamigay nila, etc. Medyo naging okay yung business ko na yon. It started because we have a class that we're obliged to create a business and tas merong machine yung prof ko. Sabi ko, pwede ba maki-print? So, I learned how to go to Divisoria on my own to find a supplier for the vinyl, di ko alam. Basta decal. Yung decal, I used to do that for cars, I used to print for elections.
Really? Wow.
Because why? The drive is to earn money to pay for my studies abroad. The drive was to earn money to pay for my conferences, which I used to go a lot into kasi puro personal development na ako even before.
Mm-hmm.
So, I needed to fund myself kasi hindi kaya ng mom ko. Hindi ako manghihingi. Kung manghihingi ako, sobrang minimal. And kanina I was talking to my friend, I was telling him, my gosh, even in college, I've been paying for conferences. Hindi na siya new to me that I have to pay this amount. Because to me, since college, nag-work ako to pay for those.
Hmm.
That's why, ngayon, lahat ng investments ko sa sarili ko na nagagamit ko ngayon, di ba? But yeah, businesses, ganon. For me, it's more of every opportunity that there is opportunity for you to earn, get it, grab it. Right now, I'm doing pasabay box.
Yeah, yeah.
Last night, I computed how much I earned. Meron pang mga nag-aantay pa ako ng iba. May mga bibilin pa ako. But I computed roughly around magkano kikitain ko. And I said, oh, not bad. Knowing na nagpasabay lang ako. Diba? For me, it's every opportunity where you can earn is good.
Yeah, I love that, every opportunity that you can earn is good. And I think one of the major, I think you mentioned this. Oh, no, I know you mentioned this in our previous episode. It's like the first pillar of, taking care of your money, or of the first pillar of money is like earning money, right? And so what I love about your story and your mindset is that every peso counts. And you can trace it back to the fact that you had 4 pesos to work with, and you know the value of every peso that will come. Now, for some people, and I had this mindset like a year or 2 years ago that, okay, I'll invest more and I'll save more once I expand my earning capabilities, right? So, can you talk a little bit about how or what mindset do you need to earn money? How important is earning money? And what did you do to like take care of like every peso, that comes in your way?
If you can't manage 1,000 pesos, you can't manage 100,000 pesos. That's a mindset. So, we go back to that episode na we do have. Some people think, I will learn how to manage my money if I have 1 million, if mayaman na ako. No. If you want to be rich, start managing your finances, even if it's just 100 pesos. Diba? So, that's one. Earning, why is it important? That's the first pillar of personal finance is earning money, income. Why? Kasi kung wala kang income, anong i-invest mo? Anong isi-save mo? 'Di ba? So how can you increase your earning capacity? 'Di ba? Find ways to earn money. Alam mo, hindi na ako sorry pero sa mga listeners, hindi ako naniniwala na ang hirap kitain ng pera at walang opportunities for me. Because I think opportunity is everywhere. It's just that people are not taking it. Opportunity to earn is everywhere. Like literally, ang dami, alam mo dito, bawat tingin kong gano'n, oh my gosh, business idea, business idea, business idea. Ang dami kong naiisip na ideas on business or how can I earn from this. Even here, may mga nagkaroon ako ng mga buy and sell dito na while I'm here in the US, nagkaroon ako ng mga buy and sell pang bili ka ng ticket ng BTS. So, alam mo yon. For me, sabi ko, shucks, imposible. Walang imposible when it comes to earning money. So ako, find ways to earn money. Kasi it's hard that pag nawalan ka ng work, nawalan ka ng income, karoon ka ng bad investment, tas kulang yung income mo, it's so hard to move.
Mm-hmm.
'Di ba? So, find ways to earn money from different sources of income. So, maraming factors yan, which soon I will be doing personal finance 101. So, wait for that.
You have a workshop on that, diba? On personal.
Yeah, I'm just fixing the schedule, but definitely there will be a personal finance. Okay, dito ko na in-announce. There will be a personal finance mastery program that I'm gonna put up.
Wow.
Kasi sobrang dami talagang interested to learn more about personal finance, to deep dive, not really on just investments, but to deep dive on, eto, simulan natin with your relationship with money, your limiting beliefs, your experience with money. How do you set intentions when it comes to money? How do you set your money goals? How do you start saving? How do you learn all of these things? So there will be a personal, I'm announcing in Alex podcast. My gosh, I didn't even announce anywhere. But yeah, I'm designing a personal finance mastery class.
Well, I'm very very excited for that because remember the time that you recommended me to join Millionaire Mind Secrets workshop.
Yep.
Nung umattend ako noon, as in mind blown, and it was only like 1,000 pesos for 3 days. Uh, I mean, ako sabi ko
Mastery.
nga 999 pesos for this information that changed my life. Worth. Worth it talaga. And just by yung first day pa lang, changing your limiting beliefs, listing it down, like dun pa lang, parang solved na, sulit na talaga yung 900. So I want to thank you for recommending me that. And I also want to thank you for, yeah,
I didn't know umattend ka pala.
yeah, umattend ako nun.
That's
Ra-
good. Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
I think doon talaga nagsimula lahat yun eh. Tapos doon ko nakita yung financially free number ko, figure ko, na ganito pala yung kailangan ko para maabot ko, ganun. Tapos nagkaroon ako ng system which is really really good. But I also kaya nga ako I'm really really thankful kahit hindi mo pa siya na-announce. I'm really thankful na agad for the program that you're working on and I can't wait to share it with my followers as well. I'm gonna promote it because it's really life changing and ang parang ang bigat eh kapag ikaw binago niya yung buhay mo tapos hindi mo i-share sa iba. Parang ganoon. Kaya ako as much as possible I need you
Oh my
have a
gosh, yeah.
yeah, kaya ako sabi ko na you really had a huge impact on me. Kaya, you know, the resources that you've been sharing me, the tools that you've been sharing me, I'm sharing it with other people. But yeah, going back to it, you know, earning money, sabi mo nga, it's very, very important. But for someone, sabi natin, nag-start sila ngayon, pandemic, hirap mag-work. How can I earn? Where do I start? I fixed my beliefs. Okay, I'm working on my limiting beliefs. Now I can earn. Where do I start?
Ooh, I love that question. Paisip ako dyan. Kasi for me, it's more of you can start, like someone can start. For example, after grad. Dalawa kasi yan, Alec. Yung isa, if you're privileged enough to choose and to wait for the opportunity that you want. Others don't have that. Others have to provide right away. So kahit ano na lang yan. Kunwari, for example, okay, call center is available right now. So even if graduate ako ng magandang course and ayokong mag-call center agent, for example, I would take it because my family needs to eat. Diba? The first one is if you're privileged enough to look for the opportunity that fits your personality, your passion, what you're good at, your course, etc. No, so hindi ko siya mabibigay ng general. It's a really case to case basis. But for me, find your bliss. Where do you have fun? Where's your joy? And if you find your bliss, money will follow. That's a tagline of season 3. But yeah, find your bliss talaga. Hindi, totoo. Like, for example, if you have, like, ako personally, nagpa-podcast, wala naman kinikita dyan eh.
Mhm.
Diba? Ako, wala pa. Hindi pa po ako Alec Cuenca levels. But for me, if you find your bliss, everything else will follow. The abundance of, financial abundance will follow. So, paano yun, no? Kung first option ka, you have the privilege, you're not, alam mo yun, feeding your family, may privilege ka to choose, to wait. Hanapin mo, lista mo, ano ba yung magpapasaya sa'yo? Na everyday you won't feel like working. So if that is, let's say, painting, mahilig ka mag-paint, and you wanna start doing commissions, edi go ahead, try mo. 'Di ba? If it's gonna work, then go ahead, pursue that. That way you won't feel like working. You won't feel like working na kahit anong day in your life. The second one is if you don't have the option. 'Di ba? Yung parang kung ano na yung most available right now. Ano ba yung unang tumanggap sa akin na work? Ano ba yung unang okay na yan? Alam mo yon, kahit na minimum, sige, okay na muna kasi kailangan kong i-feed yung family ko. Then for those people, I really applaud you. I really honor you because you are prioritizing your family, your dependents more than your wants.
Mm-hmm.
But my advice would be find time. So if your work is, let's say, 8 to 5, no? Corporate work, yung nahanap mo. For the second option, no? For those people na kailangan talaga. Find time also to find what you're happy with.
Mm.
Alam mo yun? Find time to do fun things for you. That way, you will discover, and marami talaga, parang you will discover how you can earn from that. Eventually, if you keep doing it. Parang, you know how you support small businesses because you know how passionate the owners are.
Yeah.
Na parang, hindi ko naman talaga to kailangan. Pero, oh my gosh, talagang yung puso niya nandun. And then people will just support you. That's the reason why a lot of people have a lot of small businesses right now. Because, um, because sinundan nila yung passion nila. Ano ba yung everyday? Itong next business kong ilalabas. O, dami ko announcements dito. Yung next business kong ilalabas, it's because it's something that I do every day. It's something that I do every day. That's why now I'm sharing it to people because sabi mo nga, if it created an impact in my life, then why not share it? 'Di ba? Gusto nating i-share. So, ganun, find that what's fun for you, what's normal, what's everyday na ginagawa mo just because, and then eventually you'll find ways to earn from that.
Yeah. I love, you know, everything that you said, especially the part that you chase your, what makes you happy, what makes you joy. If you have that privilege, or if wala, make some time to find that. It's still a process. It's still hard, but you can do it. You can make it happen. But I just want to bring this up now. I saw this post earlier on Facebook. How to be a millionaire. Nakatayo siya, ay, wag na pala tayong mag-describe. Anyway, um, the one
Baka
part
ako
of the
pala yun.
post, one part of the post, he said, don't chase passion, chase money. And I was like, wait a minute. Like every point I was agreeing with it, but there was this one number talaga na sinabi niya na don't chase what makes you happy. Chase money. Because that's the only way you can get to 1 million pesos. And now hearing your story, I realized, no, wait, that's wrong. That's really wrong. And I totally disagree with it. Naisip ko na siya before, and with your story confirming it, na you can have, you can do what you love and earn from it. Not much, not as much as you want to if you work in a corporate job, but it is still something that you can earn from. And I think adjusting your lifestyle, or adjusting what your goals are from what you earn, I think that's make it okay. Kasi not a lot of people wants to be billionaires, all that. Pero ewan ko, it's really bad. It's a really bad advice, I think, to make people, or force people to just chase for money and not chase for what makes them happy. What do you think about that?
Never chase money. Sorry for that post, but to me, if you're attached to the income, if it's not there, you're not gonna do it. You're gonna stop. Like for example, Alec, if I tell you, even if you keep doing your podcast, hindi ka magkaka-sponsor ever.
if I'm
Two
gonna
years ago.
if I'm gonna survive, I would be okay. Parang gagawin ko pa rin siya. Kunyari wala akong pera, gagawin ko pa.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly, right? For example, may job ka naman, meron kang ibang income, may business ka, pero hindi ka kikita sa podcast mo, you're still gonna do it, right?
Yeah.
But if you're attached to the money, if you're only after the money, you're chasing after the money, you're gonna stop one way or another. Hindi mo na ako makikita dito eh. Ba't ako magsasalita? Ba't ako mag-interview ng tao? Is this making sense? Parang,
Yeah.
to me, it's never about the money, but the happiness.
Yeah. And I just want to add no na when I started chasing for happiness, surprisingly, it's like merong side effect na money na kasama. Parang I didn't really cared about money. Kaya nga ngayon, I'm really into personal finance kasi now I am earning, but I don't know what to do with it. Right? Pero I didn't really look at it that way na, okay, I'm gonna earn here sa podcast. Na in something that I am really passionate about, just talking with people, asking questions and learning and learning and learning. And I'm surprised that I can earn from this. And that's why our case in our cases, it can just really prove na no, we don't have to be like really money focused or money centered to have money. You can have it, just also by doing what you love or doing what makes you happy. And
I'm not sure if in that post nakasulat yung what I live by. What I live by is the quote, if you want to earn 1 million, help 1 million people.
wow. Wow.
Imagine, Alec, the reason why you're having the financial abundance right now is because you're helping 1 million people through your TikToks. You're posting, sharing, with nothing in return. Di mo sure kung magkaka-sponsor ka. Di mo sure kung magkakaroon ka ng paid TikTok content. Di mo sure if magiging sponsored ang podcast mo. But you kept doing it because you want to inspire, because you want to spread hope, because you want to help people. And to me, if you're coming from there, money will abundantly come to you and flow to you effortlessly and easily.
I didn't look at it that way. Thank you so much for pointing that out. I feel so joyful right now. My heart is so happy. Thank you so much for saying that. And okay, now we could talk for hours about this, but I really want to know. I think this is my main question for this podcast. What's your system? Like right now, how do you think people, of course, we have different budget systems, but what do you think is a good philosophy that people should bring into money when they're creating their systems? What are the minimum? How much should you save? How much should you invest? All of those things. So let's say you have money. What will you do now?
Okay, perfect. First is before the start of the month. So at the end of the month, so for example, ngayon, January 31, every last day of the month, I set my money intentions
Mm-hmm.
for the next month. So that's driving me to ano bang gagawin ko this month? 'Di ba? How can I reach etong money intentions ko? Okay? So I set my intentions, therefore my energy goes to that direction. Okay? And then during the month, during last day of the month, I then budget for the next month. So, nagbo-budget na ako. Doon ko na talagang inuupuan yung tracker ko, binabayaran yung credit cards, binabayaran yung insurance, kung ano man yung mga kailangan kong bills to pay. I pay it. Even my staff, I pay them end of the month only. Kasi to me, the system that's working for me is one day in a month, I'll sit down and do everything finance.
Oh.
So, I really just sit down end of the month na I budget, I track my expenses. So, kung nakalista siya sa notes ko, sa notebook ko, pinagsasama-sama ko, inaayos ko siya. I check my investments, and then I pay my staffs, I pay my bills, everything. Lahat ng maisip mo about pera, I just do it in one day. Para tapos na siya, clear yung buong month ko. Gets mo? I'm entering a new month na clear.
Yeah.
So, kahit na hindi pa due yung credit card ko, if I have to pay something, I'll pay it right away. Tapos na. 'Di ba? Therefore, yung energy ko coming into February, decluttered. Decluttered na yung mga, may babayaran pa credit card, may babayaran pa akong ganito, may babayaran pa akong bills, yung bahay, ganito, etc. tapos na. Even the donations, lahat, it happens end of the month. That's my system. And then, how I budget, tinatanong mo how I budget. Right now, I readjusted for 2022, January. I readjusted. So, yung tracker ko, di ba, may mga percentage na.
Mm-hmm.
I readjusted, but I'm readjusting again next month because I'm paying for solo living. So, kailangan ko nang mag-budget for that as well. Right now, it's a 50% growth and savings, meaning I'm allowing my money to be invested, to save up for, kasi may mga emergency fund ako, meron akong sinking funds, and meron akong uh, iniipon na money for a short-term goal.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have 50%. The other 50 goes 10% goes to my tithing, okay,
Mm-hmm.
for my sharing. That's whether I earn 1,000 this month or I earn 100,000 or 1 million this month. 10% goes directly to the foundation that I am supporting. I have 5 scholars. Ayan, I have 5 scholars. Hold on na. Hello. Ayan. I have 5 scholars. Sorry. Cut mo na lang kasi ano yung Viber.
Hindi ako
Anyway, I have
nalilinig.
5 scholars. Hindi, I have 5 scholars doon. So, that's 10%.
Mm-hmm.
20% goes to my fun. And the other 20
Sorry, sir.
goes to my
10%,
expense.
20% for the fun.
10%, 20%.
Oh, for the fun, 20%.
20% for the fun ko.
Okay.
Yeah. And then 20% goes to my expenses right now.
Mm-hmm.
Right now. So yung expenses goes to paying my bills
Uh-huh.
and rent, load, other stuff. 20% goes to my fund because that includes investing on gadgets. For example, my microphone right now is new.
Mm-hmm.
First time ko rin pong ginamit ngayon for a
Is
podcast
that a Blue
episode.
Yeti?
Naunahan mo. Yeah. It's a Blue Yeti.
Wow.
Yeah, I know it's an
Okay.
upgrade from my pink mic, but nabenta ko na rin yung pink mic ko. Kay-dish. Anyway, so so the point there is 20% goes to my fun because for me, yung fun is nire-relate ko siya to what I do. So nire-relate ko siya to how can I put meaning into this microphone.
Uh-huh.
Okay, magpa-podcast tayo, magva-vlog tayo, gagamitin natin, 'di ba? Hanggang ma-ROI. So to me, yung fun pa rin investments. And of course, fun, nag-shopping ako dito eh. So, yon.
Okay, so you talked about your fun. You also mentioned, so 50% goes to growth and investment, 20% goes to your expenses, 20% goes to your fun account or the wants, and the 10% goes to tithing, yung tithes. So, can you share what's the important of having that 10% as giving money? Or how did it impact you? Because I don't think, not a lot of people put in tithes. Kahit na sabi sa Bible, if you're a believer,
Yeah.
kailangan yun.
Yeah.
Like, what's the impact it had on you?
To me, it's my contribution to the world.
Mm-hmm.
Like, everything that we have is not really ours, but is provided for us to give back,
Mm-hmm.
to support people. So, for me, what is 10% out of that 100% that I'm earning? So, 10%, whether, yun nga, sinabi ko, whether that's 1,000, that's 100,000, 1 million, I'm still gonna share the 10%. No ifs, no buts. The thing is, it's a universal law. When you give, social, you receive. But the thing is, a lot of people are just on the receiving end. Pahingi, pahingi. How can I have? How can I receive? How can I gain from everything? But we're never open to sharing. We're never open to giving. We're never open to how can I help? How can I contribute? And I think if we're working on and focusing our energy on serving, contributing, helping people, the financial abundance will just come. So to me, if I learned this in a couple of years ago, na you should be giving because money is currency. So in order for it to flow in, it has to flow out. Currency, energy siya. But kung nakaganyan ka lang, okay, I hope your podcast will see, podcast listeners will see this. If yung grip mo, alam mo yun, nakaganyan ka lang, nakasara ka, tapos sabi mo, Lord, pahingi, pahingi. Diba? Lord, ba't walang blessings? Maybe try to let go, and then you'll feel free, and then you're also in the position of receiving. If you think about it. But the thing is, nakaganyan tayo. Pahingi.
Yeah.
Paano ko lalagay? But if we're giving, then we're also in the position of receiving.
I love that.
So, yan ang hindi mawawala dapat sa budget ninyo, guys. Tithing. And if wala pa yan, if you can't go 10%, start with 5%.
Yeah.
And watch the universe bless you with abundance in all aspects of your life. That is not just financially, but that is through opportunities, through people, through relationships that you see, maybe through your health. It will all come back to you 10,000 fold.
Wow. I mean, that's an amazing way to look at it. I remember last month when the Siargao, the storm hit Siargao. I had meron akong lokal na kaibigan doon, and we decided to help him. And it's hindi ko napapansin na that kind of mindset na no, let's help, it flows to the different things that I'm doing, whether it's in business, whether it's in personal life, whether it's my relationships with other people, or just my charity work. Any type of work that I'm doing, I'm always with that mindset. No, let's give. And I realized, kasi parang kahapon nag-send siya ng picture na may bubong na, may yero na, tas nakatayo na yung patayo na yung bahay. And sobrang nakakataba ng puso. And wala naman ako doon, like hindi ko siya ngayon in-announce ko siya dito. Pero hindi ko naman siya ipopost to brag or anything, or wala ka talaga ako makukuha doon. But the fact na you can see that your money is going or flowing into something that changes or at least helps people's lives, that I think is something that cannot be taken away from you. Like, you can sleep every night like a baby because of just that 5% na nilagay mo, na inallot mo from your budget. 5% lang, but sobrang nakakataba ng puso, if you know what I'm talking about. But thank you so much for sharing
Alam
that.
mo, wait gusto ko rin mag-add dyan. Kasi, from a friend last year, I think it was last year. Di ko na alam kasi haba na itong pandemic. But anyway, he said in our chat that I want to earn, sabi niya, my intention for this month is to earn 200,000 because I wanna donate 20,000. I need to donate 20,000. And that really changed my mindset. Na parang, why can't we set a goal to help? Na parang bless me more so I could help more people. And that's really powerful. And that's how I started. I changed the way I wanna set my income goal for the month. I set first how much do I need to donate. So if it's enrollment time, I need to donate bigger. I want to donate bigger. Sabi nga sa akin ng friend ko kung saan ako nagdo-donate. Sabi ko, sorry, na-late ko. Kunwari na-late yung, kasi nga, hirap ng connections and all. So, sabi ko, connections dito sa US. So, sabi ko, sorry, na-late yung donation ko. Sabi niya, di mo nga kailangan mag-donate. Pero it's already in my system.
Mm-hmm.
And if you make it part of your system, hindi mo na siya matatanggal. Para na yung pagtutoothbrush. Di ba yung toothbrush? Pag hindi ka nag-toothbrush, parang ang ano for the day, ang annoying, ganyan. So, same with donating. Dapat it makes you, if you're not donating, if you're not tithing, if you're not sharing to communities, to donation drives, foundation, you should feel, uneasy.
Yeah.
You should feel uneasy na, how come I'm not helping and I'm earning this?
Yeah. I love that.
So, again, kung hindi kaya 10%, at least start with 5%.
Yeah.
But make it part of your tracker. Make it part of your system hanggang maging normal. And when you let it go freely. Huwag yung let it go with attachment to it.
Sabi ni
Oh
Coach
my
Yani,
gosh,
kailangan
2,000
daw
pesos. Oo, huwag yung gano'n na, sabi kasi babalik to sa akin. No,
Ito daw yung
do
law
it.
ng universe
Para daw makareceive ako. Hindi. As in, do it freely, do it, and let it go. And surrender everything. It's your contribution to the world.
It's your contribution to the world. Thank you so much for saying that, and that's just a great way to look at it. For example, that can also be used in setting your intentions with the month, right? How much do you want to earn? Like for example, this January, um, you know my situation. I had a really, I made a few mistakes here and there, and so I'm really trying to build myself up from the ground. And so, but I'm still confident that if I set a goal, if I become intentional with my actions, I can do it. And one thing that I said this year is I need a new car kasi it's really hurting my family. Alam mo, wala yung if may emergency, kailangan pumunta sa ganito, kailangan tansyahin ko pa yung kotse kung kaya ba. Hindi kita mapuntahan sa QC kasi tinatansya ko yung kotse ko. You know, yung mga ganong
Hindi kami
decisions.
matuloy-tuloy sa QC.
Hindi ako matuloy-tuloy. Sabi ko, andito ako sa BGC. Pa-south na ako. Ang layo. So, sabi ko na I really need a car. So, I said myself, okay, I need to, save for the down payment. And so, what I did was, tinignan ko nga kung magkano. And so, nilagay ko siya. Pero, for me, it was only like 20%. Like, 20% of my money is going into that. So, if I want to earn like 100,000, kailangan yung kita ko mas malaki pa doon. And kahit hindi ko siya maabot, alam mo yung nag-e-expand ako na, no, I gotta earn more. Now I'm thinking of ways to earn more. Kasi alam mo yung hindi man like 100% ilagay ko doon. Pero the fact na I'm reverse engineering it into seeing na, if you want to increase that, whether it's your tithings, your grow or your investments, your saving accounts, or whether it's for a goal, then you can see, okay, you gotta earn this amount of money, and now you can be intentional with it. Now you can set your goals with it. So that's just
And your
mind
body
blowing.
will find ways to make it happen for you. Last year, even if was living with my family, I wasn't living solo. I started tracking how much will it cost me to live independently. So I started tracking and sabi ko, okay, this is the goal. So ako ito expenses ko, ito dapat yung kinikita ko. I reversed engineered everything. And you know what? When I checked my 2021, I said, oh my gosh. Surprisingly, I hit it every single month because sinabi ko sa sarili ko na ito yung dapat.
Yeah.
We find ways. Diba?
We
We find
find-
ways to we really find our body will find ways if you set it in your mind.
Yeah.
The thing is, 'di ba? Ang dami nating gusto. For example, gusto ko ng bahay, gusto ko ng bahay. For example, ikaw, Alec, gusto mo ng kotse. Di ba tiningnan mo magkano yung kotse? Magkano yung down? Magkano yung monthly? Now, your body is thinking of ways to pay for that. How can I afford it? Make it real for you. Pero kung hindi ka sure, gusto ko makabili ng bahay. Okay, lahat ng Filipino, yan ang pangarap, makabili ng bahay. Tatanungin ko, sige, saan? Is it a condo? Is it an apartment? Is it a townhouse? A house? House and lot? Where? Magkano ang budget? Ilang kwarto to? We're not specific. We don't know kung ano ba yung tina-target natin. We're just running. Kumbaga, tumatakbo lang tayo, di natin alam yung end goal. Saan ba ending nitong takbo ko? Takbo lang ako ng takbo. Diba? So, if you have those short-term goals, like, for example, for you, it's a car, then, list it down. Check it out. Magkano ba yan? Check mo online. Diba? And make it real for you. Make it real for you in a way na budget it na.
Yeah.
Put it in your budget na. If I'm paying for a car, how will that look like in my budget? Kaya ba?
Yeah.
Realistic ba?
Yeah, and I love that. That's like my formula as well. Like if I have, and I realized then, with right now with all the gadgets that I have, minsan ano ka na, nabili mo lang siya. You think na nabili mo lang siya, pero hindi mo alam na no, you expanded your actions kasi. You wanted that in the first place. Now you thought of ways, kahit na hindi mo consciously tinanong anong kailangan kong gawin. Like hindi mo napapansin na pag may opportunity dumating, sobrang gigil mo, sobrang excited mo, sobrang saya mo na meron. And then magugulat ka na lang na papasok siya doon, makakatulong siya sa goal mo. Tapos all the things that I have right now, I kind of manifested that in a way na I made a decision. No, I want this. I know the price. I'm very specific with it. And so now I turned that into a question. Like for example, my goal is an MV7 microphone, right? So now I turned that goal into a question. No, how can I? And I know and I don't like ask myself that question, but at the back of my mind, I always repeat that question. So now my eyes or my vision are looking for opportunities, and I'm only focused on opportunities. I don't worry about what's like the problems or the challenges ahead. Why can't I have this? Why don't I don't worry about that. Like I'm just focused. Kahit 5,000, paano ko kikita ng 5,000? Paano ko kikita ng 1,000 para makatulong sa goal ko? And magugulat ka na lang, ang laki na ng progress mo pag when you look back or you look at nabili mo na siya, parang magugulat ka na, wow, I did
Nakagulat
that.
na possible pala.
Na possible pala. And I think that's very, very important that you note that. Because I think if people are listening to this podcast and they apply the things that they learned here, and once they see that it is possible, now they can keep the ball rolling. Now they can, go with the momentum and their life will ultimately change because of that. But one question that I have, one of the last questions that I have is hindi mo nabanggit sa budget mo kasi I know a lot of people are still in debt. If you are in debt, where does that fall in your budget?
Expenses, definitely.
Expenses.
Yeah, you pay for it. Your loans, your debts.
So, if I have
Expense mo
like a
siya. You
huge
have to pay
debt
for it.
and I have like that's a credit card, mga payables, do you have any like tips or advice on how you can minimize the the bleeding and still
Okay.
live
Yes.
with growing your savings and not putting everything in paying the debt?
Okay. First is identify which utang has the highest interest rate.
Mm-hmm.
Settle that first. Ubusin mo yun. And then the next na um may interest rate na malaki. And then what can you do to people, like for example, nangutang ka to your family, 'di ba?
Mm-hmm.
If you could renegotiate the time, give me time, I will just fix these, yung mga kasi sa family usually di naman sila naniningil ng interest rate eh. So unahin mo yung may malaking interest rate kasi sobrang talo ka doon.
Okay.
Unahin mo, ubusin mo siya. And then, if you need to minimize your lifestyle for a few months in order for you to pay for those, do it. Okay? And then, pay for the kung kailan ka man magbabayad dun sa iba pang kailangan. Like, for example, family, friends na may utang ka, settle it one by one. But the key, really, in paying for your debts is communication.
Mm-hmm.
How do you communicate it to your stakeholder? To your pinag-utangan. No, syempre yung mga banks, hindi naman natin mapasasabihan niya, wag mo naman ako singilin ngayon ng interest. So, unahin mo yun. Credit cards, unahin mo yan. Ubusin mo. Because again, debts, loans are all negative energy.
Ooh.
So, imagine yourself if you have a money goal, it's on top of the hill. For example, it's on top of the hill. Your money goal is on top of the hill. You're carrying your backpack.
Mm-hmm.
Ngayon, kung puro utang yan, puro loans yan, mabigat yung backpack.
Mm-hmm.
So, hirap na hirap ka tuloy umakyat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Find a way to release all the bugs. Find the ways to release all the negative energy that's pulling you down. Para ang bigat-bigat naman umakyat, ang hirap-hirap naman. Release it, and then, di ba, akit ka, mag-isa ka na lang. Kaya naman pala in 30 minutes, makakaakit ako sa bundok.
Yeah.
Gets?
Sorry.
So, that's how I see it. So, always pay for your... Kaya nga, di ba sinabi ko kanina when you were talking na, okay, taxes, tapusin na yan.
Mm-hmm.
Bayaran na. Okay, ito kailangan kong bayarang bills, tapusin na yan lahat. Wala kang payables, mas masarap eh. Masarap yung feeling na wala kang payables eh. 'Di ba? Your money, you can budget it freely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, that really makes sense. Those are negative energies, and even if you have a goal, if you're not going to take care of that, it's going to drag you down. And so, it should still be a part of your budget, and you need to look at what's like the number one. And it's like isa lang. Am I getting that correct? Like, or you should spread it out or give a bigger percentage on the one that has the bigger interest.
If possible, natapusin mo, kunwari, ngayong month, tapusin mo tong credit card na to.
Okay.
If kaya mo. Tapos na. Next month, isang credit card sarado na.
Okay.
That way, you're not getting interest.
Hmm.
You're not paying interest. Kasi what we want is to earn interest, not to pay for interest.
Wow. I love that. What we need is to earn interest, not to pay for interest. I think there's this. I'm an amateur at the I'm an amateur at the Bible, but I think there's a quote that says, "The borrower is servant to the lender." And if you want to grow your money, you need to be in a position of power where you lend money, not you borrow money. And I think that's just a good way to put it as well. And
Lagi kong sinasabi, Alec, medyo connected to that. Lagi kong sinasabi, I want to be the one giving, not receiving.
yeah,
So that means I want to be the one sharing. And if I have so much negativity, so much red marks in my tracker, then mahihirapan ako to be the one giving. Ako ang magre-receive parate. Ako ang magre-receive in a way na if kailanganin ko, ako yung bibigyan ng mga tao. Diba?
love that. So thank you so much for sharing that and everything that we talked about. I am sure I really enjoyed this episode. I really love this episode because you know we have to talk about this, and this is just really life changing. Yani, thank you so much for being here. But before I actually let you go, I would like to invite you to talk about your newest season of your podcast. You just concluded season 2. Now season 3. What can we expect from it?
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for letting me promote my podcast. So Quarter Life Bliss podcast is now in its season 3. Season 3 and moving forward, Quarter Life Bliss is now a finance podcast. So ganito yung mga pag-uusapan. So
Okay.
we'll talk everything about money, we'll talk everything about investments, and we're gonna make it easy for others to understand money. It's gonna be very conversational. It's not highfalutin words. It's not, alam mo yun, mahirap gawin. It's not a how-tos, but it's more of, let's just make it normal to talk about money. Because talking about money is very taboo in the country. I want to make it normal. Normalize talking about finances. So that's what you can expect from Quarter Life Bliss podcast. So we're releasing the episode 0 this Saturday, January 29. So if you guys haven't listened to the past episodes, please do follow me on Spotify at Quarter Life Bliss Podcast. I also opened my YouTube channel at youtube.com/Quarter Life Bliss Podcast. Have my Instagram and also TikTok at Quarter Life Bliss Podcast. Marami pong surprises soon. Maraming surprises and drops. Alam nito ni Alec in the coming days. So, yeah, I'm just excited for everyone to hear what we have to say for Quarter Life Bliss. So thank you so much for letting me promote my
Yeah,
podcast.
my pleasure. And I think the whole world needs to listen to that, especially the people here in the Philippines. So I'm excited for that. It's going to be available on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts and all the other
Yes.
amazing platforms. But in case, I know you are also giving a portion of your energy and creating videos, educational videos on Facebook and on TikTok. You're blowing up. That's amazing. I love to see that. And where can they find you and how could they connect with you?
Thank you so much. Personal account is everything at Coach Yani Moya. So that's on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube also. I create videos and vlogs on personal finance, self-development, and leadership. So that's youtube.com/Yani Moya. You guys can follow me and mag-comment kayo kung galing kayo sa podcast ni Alec para naman malaman ko na you all heard and watched my video because of this episode. I really appreciate it. Guys, wala akong masyadong followers, wala akong masyadong subscribers, but I appreciate every single person who messages me. And yeah, thank you so much, Alec. I hope to connect with everyone who's listening.
Yeah, amazing. And I hope people would connect to you because you're really an amazing person and anybody would be lucky
Can I
to.
also promote pala?
Of
Sorry.
course, go
If
ahead.
they follow me on Instagram at Coach Yani Moya, they can check the link on my bio. That's the
Yeah.
Beacons page. They can actually schedule a financial coaching call with me.
Hmm.
So, merong link doon. Just sign up. and my team will get in touch with you.
Yeah, I love that. And also, guys, the free resources that Coach Yani gives, life changing. So you better check her out. You better connect with her online. And so again, Yani, thank you so much. This has been amazing. And yeah, if you like this episode, go ahead and share it on Instagram. Do not forget to tag me at Alec Cuenca and Coach Yani at Coach Yani Moya, and share your insights, share your comments. If you have any more questions, don't be shy. Go ahead and send me a message, and I'll forward it to Coach Yani or send it to Coach Yani. But go ahead and share everything that you want to share. Share this with your loved ones if you enjoyed this episode. And yeah, thank you so much for listening. My name is Alec Cuenca. This is Small Talk, Small Conversations with Huge Impact. And I will talk to you guys next episode. Bye bye.